In this video, I want to share 5 quotes from Gary Vanerchuk. Actually, there's 6 that will absolutely change the way you operate your auto repair shop and the way you do your marketing. But buckle up, because we're starting right now. Hey, I'm Matthew. Welcome to Car Count Hackers. At Car Count Hackers, we're all about growing your car count, income, and profits. I started out this video telling you about Gary Vanerchuk and his quotes. If you don't know Gary, also known as Gary V, well, you just might be living under a rock. Gary immigrated to the United States when he was 3 years old. By the time he was 6, he operated 5 lemonade stands as a franchise. By the time he was 13, he was pulling in $2,000 to $3,000 a weekend trading baseball cards. Gary went on to develop his family business and now runs Vaynerchuk, which is a multi-million-dollar media corporation. Gary's also an angel investor and frequently appears and is quoted on CNN, Bloomberg, and CNBC. Whenever Gary speaks as a keynote speaker, one of his most famous quotes is holding up a cell phone and stating that this is the primary device of every human being in our society. It's the remote control of our lives. And in fact, it really is. Haven't you ever noticed that? Anytime a customer has a couple of spare minutes, whether it be waiting for you at your service counter, waiting in your waiting area, they're on their phone. Don't you do pretty much the same thing? So really, that's a fact, and you need to look at what you look like on mobile. No, I'm not talking about whether, you like your picture on there, but what is your footprint on mobile? Because 84% of customers are going to find you first on a mobile phone. The other quote that Gary V constantly says as he holds up his cell phone is that all the attention is going here. He day trades attention. Think about that for a minute. That's not about chasing customers and trying to drop your pants on oil change prices or, do work cheap. It's about getting in front of your customers where their attention is. So how do you day trade attention? Gary often goes on to say that every penny you put into this has a higher ROI. Think about that. You're constantly worried about buying postcards or buying AdSense campaigns or anything like that, and you're really not worried about whether the company's going to do it. You're worried about the ROI or the return on investment. So I ask you, how much are you investing in being mobile and being seen by your customers? Getting out in front of them instead of chasing them with, drop-dead pricing and deals that they really don't want to buy anyways. When growing his businesses, whether it be billboard advertising, Facebook ads, whatever he was doing, Gary claimed that always create calls to action so I could measure the ROI against it. I've said that 1,000 times on this channel. If you can't measure it, don't do it. So no matter what you're doing, whether it be postcards, Facebook, AdSense, doesn't matter. You've got to have that call to action that gets people to stop what they're doing and, call you or visit you or book an appointment, and you've got to be able to track that. Now, I do have a caution for you because these next quotes could get a little bit uncomfortable. But Gary claims that everything I talk about is hard. Everything I talk about takes a crap load of work. Everything I talk about takes away from you watching the entire season of House of Cards. Like, no shit. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. There's no one piece of advertising or marketing that you can do that will totally change the way your business runs or the profits you're making. Everything that he does is hard. And that's what's difficult to, should we say, swallow that pill. It takes work. And with that, I'd add that consistency is probably the most important thing that you can do. You cannot run a postcard campaign in January and then think about it, and maybe June you've got some extra money and you say, well, let's do another postcard campaign. Every one of my Car Count Hackers does certain things on a regular basis. They get out in front of their customers. Instead of begging their customers, they day trade attention. They get in front of their customers wherever they're being seen, whether that be direct mail or Facebook advertising or having a prominent website that actually gets visitors. They're out in front of their customers and pulling customers into them. How are you doing with that? And another one of Gary's quotes that, again, might be a little bit uncomfortable. Gary claims that the thing that you're complaining about is going to hurt your business the most. Think about that. I just told you that you have to be consistent. You have to be in front of your customers, whether that be a monthly newsletter or a regular campaign of postcards, or the way I like to do them is a 3-step mailing to get the most juice out of the lemon. You have to be consistent, and what you're worried about doing, sitting there now with your head in your hands going, I can't do this, that's what's going to hurt your business the most. And what you're thinking about now is really a change in mindset. Listen, you can sit around and you're looking to grow your business by, let's just pick a number, you're looking to grow your business by $100,000 a year, and you sit back and say, how can I grow my business $100,000 a year, instead of taking the mindset of thinking about it, saying, how can I grow my business $100,000 a year? Because when you've got that mindset, you'll find the ways to do it. So what do you need to remember from Gary Vanerchuk? You got to remember that the mobile device in everyone's pocket is the remote control to their lives. You need to day trade attention and get out in front of your customers where they are. Every penny that you put into mobile has a higher ROI. The other thing that Gary talks about frequently is that everything he talks about is hard. The thing that you're worried about most is going to hurt your business. So I really urge you to get out there, look at that mobile device, look at your footprint on mobile. Is your website really mobile responsive? Can people easily see everything they want on your website? My question to you is, what are you doing to get out in front of your customers to buy their attention? While you're here, go ahead and smash that subscriber button and ring the bell icon next to it. Watch this next video, and thank you so much for taking a minute out of your day to watch this. I'm Matthew Lee, the Car Count Fixer. Can't wait to see you on the next video.